This lesson is over identifying similar triangles. The first thing that we're going to do is highlight our outside triangle, our big triangle. Next, we are going to highlight or draw in our small triangles. So draw in the orange and blue triangles. Make sure that whenever you do this, that you have your right angles in the same color as the triangle. That will help you. Now, you're not going to do this part whenever you're finding the lengths of the sides, but it is important to know that right triangles have a long side, a short side, and a hypotenuse. So you need to recognize that, and you need to be able to find those in your triangles. And the hypotenuse is always opposite of the right angle. The hypotenuse is opposite the right angle. And that way, if you do your right angles in the same color as your triangles, then you will know to look for the hypotenuse opposite of those right angles. You can also do a similarity statement once you have your triangles. So you can write triangle ABC is similar to triangle DBA is similar to triangle DAC. If you're able to get to this part and understand how to label your triangles, then I think that the similarity statements, I think you will be able to write those without any problem. Finding a missing side. This is what seems to be giving most of the students some trouble. You will start off with just this outline. Once you draw in your triangles, then you have to determine what or how to do your how to set up your ratios. The first thing that you do is you find what you know on the first you need to find out what sides they share, or what two triangles share the side that you're trying to find out. So what two triangles share the this variable that we're trying to find? Well, the blue triangle share it, and the red triangle share this side. So we're going to be using the red triangle and the blue triangle. Well, what part is this? If we look and if we do our right angles like this, we know that this is our hypotenuse. These are our legs. Well, we can see by looking at it that x is shorter than 12. So x is going to be our short side of the red triangle. So we write x. Now we have to find the short side of the blue triangle, the short leg of the blue triangle. Well, the short leg of the blue triangle is 3. So we write 3. If we look and we find out what other side that we know on the red triangle, we can see, well, we know 12. So 12, again, is the long leg of the red triangle. So we put 12 in here for our red side, and then what goes with the 12? What's the long side of the blue triangle? Well, remember that's our right angle, so this is our hypotenuse, our short leg, and our long leg. So we put x in. To solve that, we will cross multiply. So we get x squared equals 36. 36. So we square root both sides, and we get x equals plus or minus 6. We have to check these values. Can x be negative? It wouldn't make sense. That's part of your state standard, is to make sure that you are able to understand if a solution is a valid solution. So we are going to cross out our negative, and we'll just be left with 6. Okay, so x is 6. Okay, this is the same problem. Okay, well, what if we have a y over here? What if we have a y over here? So we know what x is. We've already solved for x. If you have two variables, you're going to cross out one of the variables and only solve for one variable at a time. Okay, so you want to so we'll mark out the x. We'll find that one later. Okay, we'll find out what x is later. Or actually, we've already found out what x is. But we do not want to have two variables in here at the same time. That has been one of the most confusing parts whenever we do this. So if we take that out, then we'll be able to do this without any problem. Let's do this one in blue. And, well, we'll go ahead and do this in red. Okay. Let's do the big one in brown. Okay, so if we're trying to find y, it shares a side with the blue triangle and the brown triangle. So we're going to be doing blue and brown. Well, what do we know about the blue triangle? We know this side, so this is y, and so this is, what is y? For the blue triangle, is it a short leg, a long leg, or the hypotenuse? Well, we see that it comes across from the right angle, so it's the hypotenuse. Well, what is the hypotenuse of the brown triangle? Well, the hypotenuse of the brown triangle is this whole thing, this whole length. However you want to look at that. So it's going to be 12 plus 3, or 15. So the hypotenuse of the brown triangle is 15. Well, what else do we know about this blue triangle? We know this leg here. Well, what is that leg? It is the short leg. So what is the short leg of the brown triangle? Y. So whenever we cross multiply, we get y squared equals 45. So y equals the square root of 45. And if we do that in our calculators, then we get y equals, or y is about 7, or 6.7. Whenever we have this x in here also, now we have a 3, an x, and a y, and it's very confusing whenever we know all three sides which one to put in here. So whenever you have both variables, if you use your pencil and kind of cross out one of them, even if you just do an x over it to cross it out so that you know that you can't use that and then you can erase it, and cross out your y to solve for the other variable. I think that will help you a lot on your test if you do it that way. Alright, that's it. I hope this helped.